yes, this is why I do music. Like in my mind, I had like the perfect album.
Good morning, it's Magic Radio Breakfast. We are so excited. I can barely contain myself right now. We are delighted to have the iconic Taylor Swift with us in the studio this morning. Good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah,
Good
lovely to have you
morning.
here. Welcome.
It's lovely that you're excited about it. This is so nice.
We're very grateful for the heads up because sometimes you like to surprise drop albums.
Yeah.
And you've done that in the past.
Yeah.
But, you know, we had time to roll out the red carpet. We dressed up smart and we knew. And
Yeah,
we
you
thought,
guys are great.
let's have showers and clean our teeth because
I'm
Taylor Swift is coming in.
I'm honored.
So, release parties for this incredible album are going to be out in cinemas everywhere. What can the fans expect to see in that film?
So really, it's kind of a combination of what I used to do these things called secret sessions where I would invite fans to my house, play them the record before it came out, and I'd explain sort of inspirations behind different parts of songs or why I wrote things a certain way before I would play each song. So I kind of give them an inside scoop into what went into writing this particular song, then I'd play it. So it's a combination of that, and it's a music video debut.
Right.
So it's a premiere of a brand new music video that you can only see in theaters. It's not going to go online immediately. So it's like, I don't know, I was shooting the video and I was directing it, and my camera operator, Colin, said, like, it's a shame that this isn't going to be seen on, like, a big screen. It's such a massive production. And I just was like, you're right. To the new music, like, have me explain what I wrote it about, and also you see a brand new music video and behind the scenes content of how we made the music video.
Great.
It's brilliant. I mean, everyone's going to love that. And also what's exciting about the new album is you're back together working with Max Martin,
Yes.
who you worked with on the incredible 1989 album, one of my favourite albums of all time.
Oh, thank you.
Has it got a similar vibe? And we have been lucky enough to listen to some tracks already before we met you.
Yeah, I mean, what do you think? I think it's pretty different from 1989.
Yes, I thought some of the tracks do have a slight 80s vibe to them. Would that be fair to say?
Yeah, some of the synths that we use, for sure. I mean,
Sorry, I'm interrupting you.
no, you're right. I was agreeing with you.
I loved the songs. I thought also, because you're very famous, of course, for writing from the heart. Things like Wish List I found very
It's
emotional.
amazing.
Oh, thank you.
Oh, that one literally
I'm really happy
got
that you
me.
liked that one, because
Yeah.
that was like the one that made me know we were done with the record.
Oh, really?
As soon as we finished that song, I was
You were
like,
gonna
boys,
ask?
we're
I was
done.
desperate to ask you a question, which is, how do you know when you're done with an album? How do you know?
Well, with this album, I was very specific about the vision for it being a short, concise, like almost like in my mind, I had like the perfect album as a idea, right? Like perfection is unattainable. We know that conceptually it's like a problematic thing to think about perfect. But I meant perfect in the idea of like each song has a place. It can't be swapped out with anything else. It fits perfectly together, right? So that's when I knew that we had made, in my mind, the perfect album for this moment in my life was when we wrote Wishlist, because it really does get me too. Like it's really emotional. It's a very accurate stance on where I'm at in life, and like, so I just like it was a feeling. It was a feeling of like, we're done now. I've written very sprawling albums before where I just couldn't stop writing. And there's something to that too, if that's the project you're making, but this was not that.
You are unstoppable. I mean, when do you find the time? You've had the Eras tour, which broke all kinds of records, and then you come out with this. I mean, when do you write?
So this was happening at the same time as the Eras tour. When I was on tour in Europe last summer, it was the point in the tour where we had so many shows so frequently. I was getting sick a lot. I was always like physically sore, but I had reached the point in the show where I could do it muscle memory.
Right.
So I needed something to wake my brain back up. I was like, I need something that like puts
So you're
a little...
writing an album. Just going to write an album.
Honestly, yeah. Like it felt like I was so physically exhausted from the shows, but being mentally and sort of like emotionally stimulated by making this music got me to the point where like I was so excited to step back on stage because
by the way.
Oh, thank you.
Is there a standout lyric in this entire album that you can think of instantly? You go, actually, that's where I am. That's what I'm most proud of. That's what I love. That's my messaging.
Weirdly, like there are lines that I think represent the way I write songs.
Yeah.
Like, it's not something that I think represents like who I am as a person, because this is very much a song that's written in character. There's a song called Father Figure, where the first line of the second verse says, I pay the check before it kisses the mahogany grain.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that's my favorite type of writing, right?
Yeah.
Where you have to think about, wait, what do those words mean? Oh, somebody got the bill before it hit the table, but you say kisses the mahogany grain. I'm like, okay, that's my favorite type of stuff to write. But there are some lines in the song, The Life of a Showgirl, that are very much sort of like the manifesto of how I've had to operate within this industry. It's a song about meeting one of your sort of idols, and they, instead of being what you thought they would be, they warn you against following in their footsteps, because they just want to be honest with you about how hard this industry is, and you do it anyway. I think that's sort of like the manifesto of like how I approached this tour. There wasn't the option of, if I'm sick, I'm not going on stage. There wasn't an option of, I'm feeling terrible, I'm not doing the show tonight. And so every one of us on that tour operated from that standpoint of like, the crowd is your king.
Yeah.
Like, it's not the other way around.
We're going to play Fate of Ophelia now. It's a first play for us on Magic. What can you tell us about this song, and we'll play it?
I think that this song has some of like my favorite moments in it. Like, there's this post-hook section that goes, keep it 100 on the land, the sea, the sky, pledge allegiance to your hands, your team, your vibes. And when we wrote that in studio, I was like, yes, this is why I do music. Like, the way I feel when this part of the song happens. But this is a song about feeling for a long time like you might have met a similar fate to Ophelia, who was driven mad over the years slowly by love. And instead she, you know, I kind of give her a little bit of a, we reference her fate, but you talk about sort of someone saving you from that fate, and like how euphoric that feels to look at maybe your past experiences with heartbreak and feel that you've been like rescued from that by this fortuitous turn of events where you ended up finding a person that changed that for you.
What an insight. Thank you so much.
I love the line where you're like, just give me a best friend who's hot.
Yeah.
Do you think you've achieved that now with Travis?
100%. I mean, like, look what I got.
Oh my God, the ring. We are joined by someone who made UK chart history this year as the first female artist to achieve 13 #1 albums in the UK. She's won Grammys, Brits, all the awards. She made history with her record-breaking Eras tour. She got her master's back. She's a performer, a businesswoman, an icon. We're, of course, talking about the showgirl herself, Taylor Swift.
Oh, wow. That was a great intro.
That was good.
Yeah.
You really pulled out all the stops
Yeah.
there, Fleur.
Beautifully done.
You know what? We're just really honoured that you took the time to come and
Record. We then take all this time to plan out how we're going to put it out and make sure that we have vinyl for everybody. So there's like a lag time between when I made it and when it enters the world. Oftentimes your life can change drastically between this point and this other point. And for example, my last album, Tortured Poets Department, by the time that album came out, I was in a completely different point in my life. So it was like, it's an interesting feeling sometimes putting albums out into the world. With this one, the coolest part is that it is absolutely the place that I still am in my life.
That's
you know,
great.
the music matches the moment that I'm in. So
Brilliant.
it's so much easier to come in here and like talk about music that completely accurately like reflects what's going on in my life. So that's really fun. I would say that this album is a complete and total snapshot of what my life looks like right now.
Amazing.
Okay.
Because I read that you wrote it kind of about what was happening behind the scenes during the Eras tour.
Yeah.
I mean, it sounds like there was a lot happening behind the scenes during the Eras tour, and a lot to be joyous about. But you know, there's light and shade in the songs that we heard for sure. Like that tour being so huge for so many people. Was that one of the most intense experiences of your life?
Definitely.
Yeah. What was it about it? Not just the scale, but that made it so intense? Because you know, almost summing up your whole body of work in one performance must have been extraordinary.
Oh, it was a blast. It was so fun, but it was also so many other things, you know? Like, when you're on tour for 2 years and every night is a 3.5-hour show.
Whoa.
The biggest threat, I think one of my favorite things that anyone, like a mentor, has said to me is Stevie Nicks always said when it came to anything in her personal life, she was like, just don't threaten my show. don't threaten I'm not gonna like, have a messy, like dramatic feeling about something that doesn't actually matter and isn't really real. Because there's a lot of like, we live in a moment of like a lot of rage baiting, and a lot of like people like getting attention has now been monetized. So you have to just know like what world we live in and kind of choose what reality you want to be in.
Yeah. Now, we have been loving the album. We've listened to many a tune. My personal favorite is Wishlist.
Oh, really?
It's a vibe. It's a straight up vibe. I was like,
a lot of shoulders.
I was doing shoulders.
Yeah,
I was like,
a lot of that.
Oh, that makes me so happy. That was actually the last song that we finished on the record, and that was when I knew the record was done.
Really?
That was when I knew. I was like, we're good,
guys.
We're good.
I love the line where you're like, just give me a best friend who's hot.
Yeah.
Do you think you've achieved that now with Travis?
100%. I'm like, look what I got.
Oh my God, the ring.
Sorry, the ring is even bigger in real life.
Oh my goodness.
Wow.
No.
Oh my goodness.
Stunning.
You would love him. You would love him.
I have a question actually. Does he have any hot gay friends?
Yeah.
Yeah? Great.
Yeah.
Okay,
we'll
I'm
sort
single.
it out.
Perfect.
I also have a lot of
Yes.
those as well.
In the UK?
That doesn't matter, Will.
Yeah, I mean, I feel this
Will
feels
travel.
offline. This feels like for maybe
it's an
later we
offline
just,
chat.
I get off
Maybe
my phone. But yeah, you would absolutely love him. He's a blast. He's just the most fun person. Life of any party, even when it's just us. So it's like, yeah, that is the goal, isn't it? Find
Yeah.
a best friend
It
who
is.
you think is hot.
Yeah. It's like amazing. What a combination.
Somebody who
it
makes
is.
you laugh and is hot. That
we have
is
to
the-
say
That's the thing.
congratulations to you on the engagement.
Thank
Yes.
you.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Thank you.
We spoke to Ed Sheeran, a few weeks back, and he told us he's constantly asked to perform at people's weddings. So, is he singing at your wedding?
Oh, I mean, it would be hard to keep him from it, I think.
Yeah, he has that energy.
But that's the thing is, he's like, I'm always being asked to sing at weddings. It's like, Ed, if there's a stage, you know that you'll be on it.
exactly.
Like, he knows what people want, and he wants to give people what they want. That's the fun thing about our friendship is we both love performing and we love writing and we love singing. So it's like, we're like, oh, don't make me sing.
Yeah.
All right.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Like,
As you wheel in your own.
or writing or working together, there's really like a sort of strange like mind melt thing that happens between
Yeah.
us two, and we've always had it. We always will. So he had a great wedding. Like couple, oh God, what was it, like 8 years ago maybe?
Yeah.
In the forest,
Mm.
you know? Just like a woods wedding.
Just everything you want, isn't it?
I think it was Time Magazine, Person of the Year. Big up. They said your lyrics give women and girls permission to know that their internal voice matters. And I think that's absolutely where your music comes from. And Opal Light is, I think, the song that we all need right now, because you're saying, like, it's all right. And a lot of us need that. Is that your intention when you're writing, to, like, really hit that connection?
Thank you for saying that about that song. I'm so glad you like that one.
Oh, it's amazing. Because you say, when you know, but how do you know?
Yeah, so that song was so much fun to write because it goes through all these situations where oftentimes in life when we go through something that doesn't work out, whether it's in our personal life or in our friendships or in our career path, we oftentimes look at it as this like major setback, like we've taken a step back. But actually I've found that so many of those instances in my life have, based on how you respond to it, can catapult you forward in growth, in wisdom, in perspective. And I think those are the things that I've tried to like find to be the most attainable qualities and the most aspirational qualities in growing up, is like, can you react to certain situations in a way that benefits you and the people around you, and essentially like acquire wisdom because of it. And so Opalite is a song about like kind of forgiving yourself for having gone through something that didn't pan out the way you wanted it to. And it's because it says, you know, like all of the perfect couples like would look at you and say like, when you know, and when you don't, you don't. And when you're not in that situation, when you don't know, you know that you don't know.
You know that you don't know.
And so it's like it's giving yourself permission to like not have it all figured out, or not marry the first person you ever dated, you know, like stuff like that. Like I'm just happy that song exists, and also like that chorus, I'm really just stoked about how like absolutely infectious and
It is.
borderline narcotic it is.
That is exactly what it is.
Shocking melody.
So we're going to play the first single, The Fate of Ophelia. But before we do, can you please just give us headlines on what it's about?
I just have this fixation on Shakespeare characters that I fall in love with, and I can't stand to see them meet a tragic demise. I don't want that to be what happened to them, because wait, are you talking about Ophelia's she died? What do you mean?
Yeah, how dare you?
I was
do that,
really
Ophelia?
excited to see what happened with her and Hamlet. They seemed great. And I kind of going back to like the song Love Story, which I wrote when I was a teenager, I was just like, I can't watch Romeo and Juliet not work out. What do you mean they both die? They don't in my version of things. So it's just like you just turn the movie off before the bad ending. But this is a little bit like that, where The Fate of Ophelia talks about how, Ophelia was driven mad by love. And
relatable.
It talks about, the hook says like, you dug me out of my grave and saved my heart from the fate of Ophelia. So it's a love song. And it's also just got one of like the catchiest post hook kind of sections that.
Travis Kelce has always been the kind of athlete who seems to operate on a different frequency, his energy crackling not just on the field, but everywhere he goes, drawing people in with an effortless charm that makes it impossible to look away. But lately, the buzz around him has shifted, morphing from the feverish cheers of the gridiron to a more intimate, curious fascination. It's as if everyone's holding their breath, waiting to see what happens next in the unpredictable saga of football's most charismatic tight end and his equally magnetic partner, Taylor Swift. It all started with a comment so small it could have been missed, but nothing escapes the watchful gaze of the internet. When Pat McAfee and his wife announced their pregnancy, Kelce's "Let's Go" detonated across social media, igniting a wildfire of whispers and what-ifs. It was the kind of moment that gets replayed in slow motion, dissected for hidden meaning, and suddenly, every fan and headline writer was asking the same question: is something bigger brewing behind the scenes? The Kelce-Swift relationship has been anything but ordinary. Since the first rumors swirled, every sighting has been a headline, every shared smile a clue in a real-life romance mystery that's captivated millions. Their story isn't just about two stars colliding, it's about the way their worlds seem to orbit each other, each bringing their own gravity, their own wild unpredictability. Together, they've become the couple everyone can't help but root for, the ultimate crossover event between pop culture and sports. But now there's a new twist, a sense of anticipation hovering in the air, as if the entire world is standing at the edge of a revelation. Friends and insiders are fueling the fire, hinting that wedding bells and baby showers might not be far off. Kelce, always the joker, but never one to shy away from the big questions, has been dropping hints about his future, painting a picture of a life where touchdowns are replaced by bedtime stories and post-game interviews give way to family dinners. Swift, ever the master of reinvention, has managed to keep much of her private life shrouded in secrecy, but even she has let slip her hopes for a family, her dreams quietly woven into her lyrics and interviews. What makes this moment irresistible isn't just the star power or the speculation, it's the universality of it all. Who hasn't wondered what comes after the whirlwind, after the bright lights dim and the world stops spinning quite so fast? For Kelce, the idea of family seems to resonate on a deeper level. His close relationship with his brother Jason, his public expressions of gratitude for the support of his parents, all point to a man who values roots as much as wings. The possibility of starting his own family isn't just tabloid fodder, it's the next logical step in a journey that's always been about more than just football. Swift, meanwhile, has built her career on transformation, on taking the raw material of her life and spinning it into gold. Yet beneath the glamour and the spectacle, there's always been a yearning for connection, for something real and lasting. The prospect of settling down, of creating something enduring with Kelce, is the kind of fairy tale twist that even her most devoted fans didn't see coming, and it's sending imaginations into overdrive. Every detail is under the microscope now. A shared glance at a red carpet event, a cryptic tweet, an offhand lyric about new beginnings, all become pieces of a puzzle that fans are desperate to solve. The excitement lies in the not knowing, the delicious tension of waiting for the next shoe to drop. Will there be an engagement announcement, a baby reveal, a new chapter written in real time for the world to see? The beauty of the Kelce Swift story is that it feels both larger than life and achingly relatable. It's about two people at the top of their games, daring to dream about what comes next, inviting the world to dream right along with them. For now, the only certainty is uncertainty, the tantalizing promise that something wonderful could be just around the corner. As the days go by, every move they make will be watched, every word parsed for hidden meaning. The world is waiting, breathless, for the moment when fantasy becomes reality, when the speculation gives way to celebration. And in that waiting, in that collective anticipation, the story of Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift becomes more than just a headline. It becomes a shared adventure, a mystery everyone wants to see unfold.